East Kalimantan, on the island of Borneo, has one of the lowest population densities in the whole of Indonesia, a country of over 180 million people. It's here, some 200 kilometres north of Balikpapan, that Kaltim Prima Coal is producing high-grade steaming coal for international markets. The Penang deposit is situated near the small town of Sangatta Lama, just 40 kilometres north of the equator. Coal reserves total several hundred million tonnes, and the mine has an expected life of at least 30 years. It currently directly employs more than 2,000 Indonesians, as well as a small expatriate workforce. There is work generated for some 36 local contractors and around 2,500 of their employees. It will be a major export revenue source for Indonesia for many years to come. The mine is an open cast operation, with up to 8 pits being mined at any one time. Production will soon be more than 10 million tonnes per annum, sustainable for the life of the mine. Holding and delivery facilities have been constructed at the nearby port site and are linked to the coal preparation plant by a 13-kilometre single-stage conveyor, which can transport up to 1,600 tonnes of coal an hour, which is delivered to the 500,000-tonne stockpile at the Tanjung Bara coal terminal, or directly onto ships via twin offshore coal loaders. KPC produces and markets 2 distinct coal types. Prima Coal is one of the highest quality international traded coals and is a shiny black bituminous thermal coal with a high calorific value and a low ash, sulphur and moisture content. This makes it particularly attractive to international buyers operating under increasingly stringent emission control requirements. Penang coal has a somewhat higher moisture content and consequently a lower calorific value. When you consider the high quality of the coal, the large quantity of reserves and the location advantages, you can understand why KPC and major coal users moved quickly to agree long-term contracts. The company, PT Kaltim Prima Coal, is Indonesian registered and jointly owned by CRA Limited of Australia and BP plc of the UK, each company holding 50%. The government coal utility, PT Tambang Batubara Bukit Asam, receives 13.5% of production as royalty. In terms of future directions, the company has a vision that this mining venture will be a world-class operation for decades to come. There is real confidence to support this vision, as KPC has a first-class team of enthusiastic employees who take real pride in their company and the excellence of its products. KPC respects and seeks the respect of the Indonesian government at all levels and continues to exist in harmony with the local communities. The joint venture partners became interested in this area in the early 70s. They were using maps and survey reports prepared by a Dutch geologist in the 1930s. After negotiations, the partners signed an agreement with the Indonesian government, and in 1982 a detailed mapping, drilling and sampling program commenced. A base camp, Papa Charlie, was set up, and eventually in 1988 the boards of BP and CRA approved the development of a 7 million tonne per annum mine. As key elements of the coal chain were being put into place and infrastructure facilities were constructed, a trial mine operation commenced and prospective customers were able to sample this rich new resource from the jungle of Kalimantan. The trial process involved truck and shovel mining, and the 20-kilometre port road was heavily utilised. A small crusher and stockpile was set up on the coast, and the coal was barge loaded onto medium-sized vessels until a deep-water jetty could be constructed. Construction started in January 1989 and was completed on schedule on the 1st of September 1991. The capital budget for the project was $570 million US. Today, the shiploader is often busy, for there are many customers to satisfy, and the coal keeps coming. But first, there are 6.5 bank cubic metres of overburden to be removed for each tonne of coal mined, which is then stacked in mined-out areas prior to rehabilitation and reforestation. KPC believes that a major key to its long-term success is a well-trained, enthusiastic workforce. And it all starts right here at the coalface.
This mine just started a few years ago with scratch Indonesian operators. Now they've been trained with a high standard of safety, good productivity. They're all happy that they can prove they can compete in international standard mine. They work 24 hours a day and 7 days a week.
Hatari, Surya and Bintang are the 3 major pits operated by KPC. And all roads lead to the dump hoppers at the coal preparation plant. At the CPP, 4 identical crushers receive 3 types of run-of-mine coal. 2 for the clean Prima product and 1 each for dirty Prima coal and for Penang. Penang coal is not washed. Prima is inherently clean, but 15% of it, which becomes diluted during the mining process, is washed. When this is done, it is added to the clean Prima stream and homogenised by means of a circular blending stockpile to meet customer requirements. An underground reclaim conveyor transfers all coal to a surge bin above the start of the overland conveyor.
The run-of-mine coal is crushed to minus 50 millimeters at the coal preparation plant and conveyed to either one of 3 stockpiles. 2 stockpiles are designated for our clean coal products, which is Prima and Penang coal. The 3rd stockpile is dirty coal, and this coal is washed through our dense medium plant. All the coal at the CPP is sampled, weighed and analyzed before it's sent to the port for load-out.
To maintain power supply for the coal chain and infrastructure facilities, the power station operates 2 5-megawatt coal-fired steam turbines. This provides the base load requirements for the operation and is supported by 3 2.3 megawatt diesel generators as a standby power source. At Batu Putih, the senior housing estate, it is always an early start to the working day. Well, at least for some. and the school bus is never late, much to the disappointment of some of its passengers. And of course, neither are any of KPC's senior staff.
Each morning as I walk out the front door, I get a great view of the ship loaders. And as we're loading over 120 ships a year, most mornings I'll see a ship loading coal. The ships range from 35,000 metric tonnes up to Cape-sized ships over the 180,000 metric tonnes. And they're going to over 30 customers worldwide, including power stations in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, the USA, and in Europe. The terminal and the ship loaders are a world-class facility. It separates KPC from most other coal suppliers from this part of the world.
Most of the staff housed at Batu Putih have a 25-minute drive to their work area, which will take them from the coastal centre of Tanjung Bara and along the Port to Mine Road, which continues to serve the company well. Not far from the coal preparation plant, two important landmarks are the mine and administration offices. You can't run an operation of this size without adequate administrative supervision, and both offices are centrally located and convenient for all. Here, the working environment is modern and functional, and employees on many levels are recruited from all regions of Indonesia and beyond. The company provides a wonderful opportunity for careers to be established. And it is imperative that talented employees should take advantage of such opportunities, as they will be the decision makers of tomorrow. In the marketing department, tomorrow probably means another ship in port. And that means confirmations, liaison, invoicing and the like. Around 70% of KPC's coal is sold to major power utilities. The remainder is used in steel mills for direct injection into blast furnaces. The company's senior operational staff are all site-based and meet together frequently. There is also a KPC executive in Jakarta, responsible for external affairs and government relations. KPC is organised into 5 operational divisions, and each division is headed by a general manager, reporting to the managing director.
Kaltim Prima Coal is already one of the world's largest suppliers of high-quality thermal coals. But we're yet a young company. Our achievements so far have been through exploiting a very high-quality resource, the natural resources of good quality coal, well located for market. For the future, our success is going to be dependent on the other great resource we have, and that is our human resource. And we look forward to a vision of being not only world-class, but world leaders.
KPC believes in honesty, fairness, dignity and trust as the basis of all its actions. This creed is very much part of KPC's Charter of Operations, as is the company's pledge to systematically Indonesianise the workforce. In line with the company's Indonesianisation policy, KPC is committed to a wide range of local recruitment, training, skill transfer and cultural awareness programs, sometimes in cooperation with government and selected universities. The facilities at Tango Delta are the focal point for classroom training at KPC and provide a most effective learning environment for employees at every level. From graduate development to on-the-job training, comprehensive programs will enable all employees to attain the highest possible standards of competence. Standards that will survive the closest scrutiny in a truly competitive marketplace. These operating efficiencies are vital to the company's competitiveness as a coal producer, as are KPC's demands for the highest possible standards of safety. KPC is committed to protection from injury and property damage, and all employees are closely involved in the safety, health and loss control program. It's a good record, which will be maintained. The company operates an extensive range of mobile and fixed plant, and competent maintenance support is essential. Equally, the need for highly skilled drivers and operators is an ongoing requirement, and abundant opportunities are available for local men and women to acquire valuable work skills. This can mean long-term employment for them, and of course, further contributes to the skill base of Indonesia and in particular, Kalimantan. Living in the jungle is not the hardship that one might think. Near the mine site, a town called Sangatta Baru has been established for the majority of the workforce and their families. Those on single status are also well provided for. One of the incentives for residents at Sangatta Baru is the company-sponsored home ownership scheme. You just can't beat the security of owning your own home, and KPC provides encouragement with an attractive scheme for its committed long-term employees.
Bapak, Ibu, atas nama Kaltim Prima Coal, saya menyerahkan room ini dan semoga berbahagia.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih. Terima kasih Pak Sangun.
The demand for family housing at Sangatta Baru is quite intense. However, the construction team is meeting the challenge, and new housing estates are rapidly taking shape. There's no doubt that a cup of coffee always tastes better in your own home. Tanjung Bara, the second settlement, has been built on the coast to house senior staff. Single employees live in comfortable barrack-style accommodation, which is convenient to the mess and the nearby cafe restaurant. The Patra supermarket is a great meeting place, but for the women of Batu Putih, it is also an indelible link with the cities that many of them have left behind. Most necessities are found here, including fresh produce, extensive freezer lines, and well-stocked shelves of essential household items. And it is definitely a great place for a chat. Tanjung Bara is built around its many recreational facilities, most notably a challenging golf course, which was designed and built by the enthusiastic engineering division during the construction period. The bar and pool area are a welcome retreat for employees after a hard day's work. And for mum and the kids, any time is okay for a splash. For others, a day off may mean doing absolutely nothing. From the pool, it is a short walk to the manicured surrounds of the clubhouse, where functions, both company and private, are held regularly. If there's something to venerate or commemorate, there's no better place to celebrate.
I'm the great pretender, adrift in a world of my own. I played the game, but to my shame, you left me to dream all alone.
Having a good time is one of the self-imposed priorities of the community. And whether it be a farewell party, a birthday or some other occasion, the good cheer always flows. And some forget they're too old to dance like they used to. Whereas many senior staff enjoy a vehicle allocation, the majority of KPC's employees rely on the bus transport system. A regular bus service provides a continuous link between the port and mine areas and carries casual, peak-hour travellers and shift workers. It is a system that many urban commuters would envy. From Batu Putih, a service exists for pupils attending both the Tanjung Bara and Sangatta Baru schools. At Tanjung Bara, the primary school has 48 expatriate students enrolled under the supervision of 6 Australian teachers. At Sangatta Baru, the Indonesian school can cater for 900 pupils with over 50 teachers on staff. Teaching directions are subject to current government curriculum guidelines. Part of the infrastructure at Sangatta Baru includes the hospital and outpatient clinic. With 10 inpatient beds, it is a very well-equipped medical facility and is staffed by experienced nursing and clinical practitioners. A day clinic also operates at Tanjung Bara under the supervision of the Chief Medical Officer. The sound of sirens sometimes interrupts the serenity of a lazy weekend at KPC. As often as not, it is emergency services putting their crew through a vital training exercise. In this case, a mock plane crash at the airport. The exercise has been advertised and members of the school and local community have signed on as casualties. It is a frightening scenario, but one which can only emphasise the necessity to maintain continual vigilance and provide fast and expert assistance when required. Emergency services are a well-trained and competent unit, and one in which the company is justifiably proud. The company-owned Casa has proved a most reliable aircraft. The airport at Tanjung Bara is always busy, with frequent schedules each week. The flight to Balikpapan takes 50 minutes. KPC's commitment to world-standard environmental practices is supported by its good record and a first-class management team.
30 people work in KPC's environmental section. The section is responsible for all environmental management aspects for the company and for ensuring that internationally acceptable standards are met. The section has a tree nursery which produces up to 100,000 trees at any one time, and we use those trees in our reclamation activities. We also have an active environmental monitoring program in which we monitor climate, water quality, as well as dust and noise. KPC's mining lease adjoins the Kutai National Park, the company is committed to assisting with management of the park by providing in-kind and financial support.
The company's activities also have a far-reaching effect upon the local communities. In fact, 80% of the workforce are recruited from these areas and other parts of Kalimantan. And KPC very much wants to be recognised as a good neighbour. The nearby town of Sangatta Lama has developed strong links with the company and welcomes shoppers and sightseers alike. It also provides a continuous source of fresh produce for the caterers. The building of the new hospital at Teluk Lingga, which is situated on the boundary of the mining lease, is an example of the development assistance provided by the company. It is important that wanted improvements are put into place, and to this end, close liaison between the company, the community and local government agencies is essential. On the playing fields of Sangatta Baru, it is equally essential that employees enjoy their leisure time, away from the rigours of their job. And there are many recreational outlets available, both here and at Tanjung Bara. There will be many challenges for those associated with this exciting new coal mining venture, and they will be met on a daily basis. The wealth of knowledge and expertise behind this project has seen it transformed from 14,000 hectares of potential to a world-class mine in a few short years. KPC rightfully enjoys international standing as a reliable supplier of a high-quality product, and the well-trained, enthusiastic workforce will be a credit to the company for years to come. For many of them, it will mean a new career and a new home for their families. For the Indonesian government, it will mean a continuing source of industry, satisfying employment opportunities and a huge economic injection for their treasury. Coal from Indonesia, from a company that is not only resource-rich, but one that has a committed community role. Kaltim Prima Coal.